Let's talk about some movies on Tubi that you need to watch right now. I just noticed that they've added a bunch of horror movies that are more popular, more new, that you might want to watch because it's free. First is Megan is Missing. This is a found footage horror about two young girls. One goes missing and her best friend is trying to figure out what happened to her, and it goes crazy from there. This one blew up on TikTok a few years ago for being really disturbing. There are some really disturbing moments and some decent scares, I will say, but I don't know, this movie is not that good and I feel like it's kind of exploitive to the young girls, but I'm thinking of revisiting it to see if my thoughts on it will change. I think it's one that if you're a found footage horror fan, you will have likely already seen, or if you're looking to watch it, now you can, and you don't have to pay for it, so there you go. Next is Halloween from 2018, which is a perfect movie to watch as we head into spooky season. Love it or hate it, I think that it was fun to see Laurie Strode back 40 years after the first one playing that same character, but a fucking crazy version of that. Like, she's lost her mind, essentially tormented and tortured all these years by that event that happened in her teenage years, being attacked by Michael Myers on Halloween night, and then he comes back for her. And in this one, he's not related to her, but he's obsessed with her for some reason, I don't know. This one made Michael Myers scary again. Like, he looks really cool. I love the moments between him and Laurie. And I think had they just stopped with this version instead of going with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, it would have been great. We also have Haunt, which is another Halloween favorite. This is about a group of friends who are looking for a haunted house. They stumble upon one in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road, and it's one of those like extreme haunts. You gotta hand over your keys and all of that stuff, and when they get there, they realize that the haunt actors aren't actually acting, and they're actually probably killing people in there, and they have to fight for their lives. The creature or mask design of the actors, it's just so unique and fun and cool and creepy, and I love the extra element they add to the masks and the people behind them. I think we have a great final girl in this movie, and it's just so much fun. But I would never go into a roadside haunt that I find in the middle of nowhere. And they have the entire Wreck series on Tubi right now. Wreck is one of the best, one of the scariest found footage horror movies ever. It's about a young reporter who is documenting a firefighter crew, I believe, a rookie, and they get called to an apartment building to handle like a routine case, but when they get there, they realize that it's a lot worse than what they expected, and they get quarantined inside, and there's this deadly virus that turns people into like zombies breaking out throughout the apartment building, and you have to follow as this crew tries to figure out how to get out of the situation alive. It is so intense, chaotic, high energy, and fast-paced, and it legitimately scared me. I think part 2 is also a really decent follow-up because it takes place on the same night, where we're following these police who go into the building and a bunch of other people, and it expands on the story of what's actually going on in the apartment building and where this virus came from. And I have not seen the 3rd and 4th installments of this franchise, but they're on Tubi, so I'm going to watch them. The 3rd one follows a bride, and I believe it still in the found footage format? I think it might veer from the found footage format. The outbreak happens at her wedding and she has to fight them off. I have no idea what the 4th one is. I didn't even know there was a 4th one. A woman is rescued from a torturous room and taken to be examined. Unbeknownst to the team, this woman holds the seeds for a deadly demonic virus. Okay. That sounds cool. You can also watch Your Next, which is such a fun home invasion horror movie. It's about a family that's having their dinner for their parents who are having their anniversary, and a group of mass killers show up. And they're there to kill everybody, but they didn't factor in that one of the guys would be bringing home his girlfriend who happened to grow up as a survivalist, and she kicks their asses. I love Erin as a final girl. I think she's incredible. She's so strong. She's so relentless, and also just so smart and resourceful, and it's just so fun watching her beat the shit out of them, kill them. Also funny, it's bloody, and it's just silly and fun. I love it. Then we have Ready or Not, which is kind of in a similar vein. We have this family that has gathered for a wedding, and on the wedding night it's tradition for the family to play a game, and the wife or the bride, played by Samara Weaving, pulls a card that the game is going to be hide and seek, but it's not the regular hide and seek, because if she gets caught, she will be murdered by the family. And it is so much fun. Samara Weaving is amazing. She's amazing in everything. She's so physical and she's not afraid to get dirty, and I just love that about her. And she does. She gets pretty bloody, dirty, she fights back, and it's just fun watching her character go through this incredible growth over the course of the story, and it leads to an insane climax that is just so over the top, ridiculous, and fun, and I love it. I also have Megalomaniac, which is something that premiered on Shudder like a few months ago. It's very dark and disturbing. It is very bleak. It's about two offspring of a legendary serial killer who were living in this house, and they're messed up. And the brother, he kidnaps this girl for his sister, and basically it just goes wrong, okay? It's just horrible, and horrible stuff happens to the sister at work, and it just keeps getting worse. It's very, very dark and bleak and disturbing and sad. It was a little boring for me, honestly. It was just too much of the bleakness. I wanted a lot more of the just show me the blood and guts kind of situation, but you don't get that. I thought it was a decent watch, and if you like disturbing movies, you should check it out. But be warned, check trigger warnings. We also have Dead Silence, which is a really fun James Wan horror movie that I feel like some people give a lot of shit to. And it's just silly, it's ridiculous, and it's fun. It's about this guy whose girlfriend or wife dies, and she died after they received this creepy ass doll on their doorstep, and he goes back home to talk to his dad about it, and he just starts to investigate, and he covers the story of this doll puppeteer lady and the connection to that. And this one is just filled with creepy dolls, and it's really good. It's fun. It's silly. It's campy too, and I think that was intentional. Also just added Founders Day, which is a newer horror movie that I've been wanting to watch. This is about a small town that is basically plagued by killings as they head into a mayor election. It looks fun and silly and ridiculous. They also added Walden, which is a 2023 horror movie starring Emil Hirsch. I believe he's a courtroom typist person, right? Stenographer. One day he learns that he has a terminal illness, and this kind of sets him off, and he starts going on a rampage, I think. Very much like Falling Down, but probably not as good. We also have the Witches of Eastwick on there, which is another Halloween season gem. This one stars Jack Nicholson, Cher, Susan Sarandon, and Michelle Pfeiffer. And this guy rolls into town, and he's charming, he's perfect, he's Jack Nicholson, and he's kind of like a warlock, I think, and these women become like embroiled in a situationship with him. I don't know. Look, I just want to see Cher and Michelle Pfeiffer and Susan Sarandon do witchcraft. We also have Ma from 2019, and this one is stupid and silly. It's about a woman who was bullied in her childhood, and then she targets her bully's kids later on in life. I mean, perfect. Revenge horror, the best kind. We also have Annabelle Comes Home, which is directed by Gary Doberman. Is that how you say his name? Yeah. And he directed the new Salem's Lot movie that's coming out on October 3rd on Max. And you know what? A lot of people said they liked this one. I haven't seen it. It stars McKenna Grace, Vera Farmiga. And this one is actually involving the Warrens, and Annabelle sets her targets on their daughter. So actually, I do want to watch this one. It sounds interesting and different from the other ones, which is just like the doll tormenting people I didn't give a shit about. So I'll watch it, okay? Godless is another horror movie from 2023 that I saw a lot of people talking about on TikTok, and this is a possession horror movie, and it's about a woman who begins experiencing strange stuff, and she becomes possessed, and these people have to exorcise her. Duh. And there you have it. Those are a shit ton of movies that Tubi just added that you can watch for free right now. Let me know what movies on this list you're most excited to check out, which ones you think are the shittiest, and which movies I may have missed on Tubi, because they have so many movies. It's very hard to keep up with it all. And hopefully these movies stay on Tubi by the time I get this video up. I'm recording it September 14th, so you never know. I did my best. But if they're gone, just use this as a reference for later, you know? Also, The Frighteners is back on. Go watch The Frighteners for Halloween. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're having an amazing spooky season. I'll catch you next time. Bye.